This is it. This is the path I started us on. We start with something pure. Something exciting. Yeah. But why stop there?
Our very strength invites challenge. Challenge incites conflict. Conflict breeds catastrophe. The thing isn't beautiful because it lasts.
Welcome back. This is going to be my new Marvel Phase 4 video. Chris Evans is coming back as Captain America. That's right. You saw the announcement this morning. He is coming back for more Marvel Phase 4 movies in live action and for some other stuff in the Disney Plus series. So I'll explain what that is. We know about most of it, and then there's some rumors about some other stuff that I'll talk about during the video too. But if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We're finally in 2021. We're finally going to be able to see some actual Marvel movies, hopefully in theaters later this year. I'm also doing a Disney Plus giveaway for memberships because WandaVision is starting later tonight. That's right, episodes dropping at midnight, so I'll explain that at the end of the video too. But the big news of the day, Chris Evans is finally coming back as Captain America. Marvel Phase 4 movies, Disney Plus series, Deadline broke the news this morning. He's finalizing the details about which movies exactly and which series it would be for and which versions of Captain America he would be playing, but Cap is back. The funny thing about this, too, is that this is confirmed to be legit. This is actually happening, but because Chris Evans has gotten so sassy on his Twitter account, he's doing that funny Marvel thing where they pretend like they have no idea what's going on. What? Me coming back? I don't know what you're talking about.
What do we have here?
So just to be clear, that's him messing around. If you remember, they did a She-Hulk announcement. Tatiana Maslany is going to be their version of She-Hulk. Kevin Feige announced her as the character at the big Disney Plus investor meeting. But when people asked her directly, she claimed that she was not going to be that character, even though the director of the series was congratulating her on her Twitter account. So even when news like this is real, you'll get a lot of the Marvel actors pretending like it's not real.
But I figure a couple years, I can't stay away.
I know this obviously raises a ton of questions about which version of Captain America he's going to be coming back as, because right after Avengers Endgame, that was the first thing that people asked him, because he shows up as Old Man Cap in the Avengers Endgame ending scene, passing the shield to Falcon. So people are like, are you never going to play Captain America again? And very publicly, he and Robert Downey Jr. announced their retirement, quote unquote, or soft retirement from the Marvel movies. So the really important thing during that interview is that he said it's never a hard no. Robert Downey Jr. has been a little more adamant about what's happening with the future of the Iron Man character, but I'll address that too, because Marvel is also trying to get him to come back as Iron Man in future projects the same way they're trying to get Chris Evans to come back. It's just that the Chris Evans stuff is going to be happening first. So the next big Captain America story is actually going to be during Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes. We're going to see those in March in just a little while, but that's basically continuing the story from this moment in the Avengers Endgame ending scene. Falcon using the shield and what happens next after this. The way Anthony Mackie explained it is that he's actually not taking the mantle of Captain America. He's still going to be a version of Falcon, but he will eventually have the shield. But a lot of the Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes is a sort of battle for the throne, battle for the shield, a bunch of different competing versions of Captain America, people who wore the mantle in the comics. They did the same thing in the Batman comics with Battle for the Cowl. Who is going to become the next Batman? But the first big project that we actually know about him coming back for, most of you probably guessed it already, is the Marvel What If episodes, because those are actually going to be dropping in this summer. They're doing 10 episodes of What If. During that, he'd be playing multiple different versions of Steve Rogers and Captain America. It's an animated series, so he'd just be doing the voiceover for those versions of the character, but the very first episode of that is literally what if Captain America became Iron Man and what if Peggy Carter became Captain Britain. It'll basically be the Captain America First Avenger episode of What If. Like, what if those events turned out differently? So you have Chris Evans doing the voice of skinny Steve Rogers, but he winds up wearing an Iron Man suit built by Howard Stark that looks like a giant tank because this is World War II. Then after that, Captain America appears in other episodes of What If, and present day is the regular version of Captain America. You also have the zombie Captain America version in the Marvel Zombies episode of What If, which seems like it's based on one of the Avengers movies, I believe, just given that Winter Soldier in this scene has his vibranium arm and his costume from Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. You have to picture Chris Evans in the booth for that one. Give us your best zombie voice. After that is the live-action Marvel Phase 4 movies and the bigger Disney Plus series in live-action. So the movies that they're saying he's coming back for would be like him doing the Iron Man thing in Spider-Man Homecoming. Robert Downey Jr. was really only in that movie for like 10 minutes. The marketing made it seem like it was Iron Man Homecoming, though. There were so many memes when that movie came out. But it was just meant to be a larger Avengers guest spot inside a big crossover movie. The most likely Marvel Phase 4 movie right now that would be for is Doctor Strange 2: Multiverse of Madness, because one of the major rumors that might wind up coming true is that he'd be coming back as an alternate universe version of Captain America in a cameo scene. So he'd still look like the young version of Captain America with the super soldier serum. He'd look like young Chris Evans in present day, but he'd cameo as a version of the Nomad Captain America character from the comics. If you don't remember the Nomad character, that was just the name that he took briefly after he stopped being Captain America. He grew disillusioned with the government and didn't want to wear the mantle for a short period. They kind of reference that in the movies after Captain America Civil War. At the beginning of Avengers Infinity War, when they're doing the Cap's Secret Avengers thing and they show up to save Vision and Scarlet Witch from the Black Order, you notice he's got the roughed up version of his old Avengers costume. The star isn't there. The Avengers logos have been removed. This was kind of meant to be a reference to his Nomad identity from the comics when he wasn't wearing the mantle. But if he winds up in Doctor Strange 2: Multiverse of Madness, we'd see a more literal version of that. A couple years ago, when they first announced the movie, Kevin Feige confirmed that we'd be seeing alternate versions of major Avengers characters. The question is just going to be which Avengers wind up crossing over as alternate universe versions of themselves. There have been so many rumors about the cast list, and yes, I have seen the IMDb page. No, I do not believe that all these people are actually in the movie. Anyone can edit an IMDb page and add people to this, so don't assume that all these people are actually in the movie. The other Marvel movies he may cross over during would be like Avengers 5 as Old Man Cap in present day. They're not going to reverse or take back this version of Captain America. They're not going to try and throw this under the bus. And then potentially in the Disney Plus series, we'd see him cameo as part of Falcon's story continuing with the S.H.I.E.L.D. in the future. And because they're doing the Nick Fury Avengers Secret Invasion Disney Plus series, you have Skrulls impersonating people. That's just another place that they can bring him back for younger Captain America stuff. Steve Rogers, you have Skrulls impersonating him briefly. So you get to have your young Captain America in present day without walking back Old Man Cap and everything that happened with that character. It'd be like a version of Loki making himself look like Captain America in that funny Thor the Dark World scene.
Oh, this is much better. Whoa. Costume's a bit much. So tight. With the confidence, I can feel the righteousness surging.
Hey, you want to have a rousing discussion about truth, honor, patriotism? God bless them.
The other thing the Russo brothers and the writers of Avengers Endgame hinted at was that Marvel might tell the story of Captain America returning the Infinity Stones in the future at some point. Like, you actually see him on his mission to return all the Infinity Stones and Thor's hammer. He took that back to the events of Thor the Dark World. And right after this moment here, the way the Russos and Marvel explained it, Old Man Cap just quietly retires and stays off the radar short term. But in the comics, Old Man Cap also winds up becoming the new Nick Fury for a brief period. The whole thing with Robert Downey Jr. is they're also trying to get him to come back to do the same thing as Chris Evans, like provide voiceover role for a lot of the Marvel Phase 4 series. So you have the Iron Man Armor Wars Disney Plus series with War Machine that they just announced. They're trying to get him to come back to do some voiceover for that. And the Ironheart series as the AI digital version of Iron Man, because he downloads a version of his consciousness, so you basically get the Jarvis version of Iron Man in those series. So everyone post all your theories and your predictions for what they do with Chris Evans in future Marvel movies and Robert Downey Jr. as well, coming back as Iron Man. What's going to happen next, because WandaVision is releasing at midnight tonight, is my episode 1 and episode 2 video will post on Friday just like normal. The episode videos will be every Friday just like the Mandalorian episodes I did. While you wait for everything, click here for that brand new Black Panther teaser and learn what's going on with the story, and click here for that brand new WandaVision episode 1 scene in X-Men Easter eggs. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.